Hey guys and girls, I hope y'all having a great day. I know I am. Now we're having a hard time catching fish out here. We fished for 2 or 3 hours with a crankbait. I tried a little RC2. I tried my favorite American Original Deep Smoothie, a big one, a small one, square bill crankbaits. I never got a single bite, 2 or 3 hours. I switched over to spinnerbait. I caught about a half a dozen fish, some of them this big, some of them a couple, 2 or 3, about 2.5 pounds, but it's just a really, really hard bite out here today. It's one of those fall days that is absolutely beautiful. It was in the 30s this morning, super cold, but it's about 70 degrees out here right now. I've got the flannel on because, well, these are fall flannel fest days at Bass Pro Shop in Cabela's, so I break out my flannel during the fall, and so it was perfectly great out here this morning. It's just getting a little bit warm out here now, but it's pretty comfortable still. But I need your help. We wrote a daily devotional book several years ago. It took me 5 months to write this book, and it's been a great book. We wrote it a few years back, and we've actually sold hundreds of thousands of copies of this book. It's a very, very popular daily devotional. We actually print this on our Facebook page, and we'll have anywhere from 20, 25,000 up to 40 or 50,000 people every day read this daily devotional. But I've been getting some requests lately to read the devotionals myself on YouTube. And it's only, about a minute and a half commercial devotional. So, we would probably, have a 2 or 3 minute deal is all we would have on it. But we'd be doing it every single day for the entire year. And I don't know if that's a good deal or not. I got to looking, and I just typed in on a search deal on YouTube, devotion, and there's actually hundreds and hundreds of daily devotional channels already out there, and some of them are by some really well-known people, and they have views that are really big out there. So I don't know if you really need to hear mine, but this is related to fishing. I have a scripture for every single day. I have a devotional for every day that's related to fishing, and I have a fishing tip every day. So at the end of the year, and we're thinking about starting this, probably in January, if we do it. But at the end of the year, you're going to hear a lot of great scripture. You're going to hopefully hear a lot that will help you in your daily walk with God, in your daily life, just as you go through life. Probably help you with your family and your kids and your employers and your friends and all your relationships. And at the same time, you're going to hear 365 fishing tips, so you're going to become a better fisherman. But I really don't know, to be honest with you, if that's something I ought to be doing or not. So I just thought I'd read a couple. I just brought the book out here with me today just to read a couple and let you kind of get a feel of what this is like. A lot of you have this book already, I know, and read it every day because you tell me you do. But tell me if I need to be doing this as a daily deal added to our YouTube channel, and if it'll be any benefit to you. If not, we just simply won't do it. But if it's something that y'all want, this is y'all's channel. It just says Jimmy Houston Outdoors YouTube channel, but it's y'all's channel. It's really not mine. I'm just in here to try to help you along. And I'll tell you what I'll do. This is October 22nd. I'm just going to open it up and go to October 22nd. You can see that each day is pretty small. Just a small devotional. Like I said, it'll take a minute or two to read this, and that's about all. All right, October 22nd, and let's look and see here. Now, keep in mind, we wrote this book a few years back, so some of the things are going to be a little out of date. So when I read them, I would probably maybe expand a little bit on the tip. I might expand a little bit on the devotional, depending on what's happening in the world at that particular time. October 22nd, the scripture is Matthew 25:13, and it says, "So always be ready, because you don't know the day or the hour when the Son of Man will come." All right, here's my devotional for that day. I believe my first merit badge as a Boy Scout was for fishing. In fact, I qualified for that badge several times over. Probably had more fishing merit badges than anybody in the history of Boy Scouts. What really digs my memory, though, from scouting was the scout motto, "Be prepared." Y'all Boy Scouts remember that? The motto, "Be prepared." Just think about how many fewer mistakes we'd make if we daily followed that motto. We'd certainly have less credit card debt, we'd be healthy, and we'd probably have more money set aside for retirement or for those rainy days or those car breakdowns or all that kind of stuff. Jesus Christ is coming back. Are we ready? Is our relationship with Him strong enough today if He would appear tomorrow? The world was not ready for Jesus when He first came 2,000 years ago. I don't think it's ready now either. As Christians, we must be ready, and we can be, one Christian at a time. Pretty good daily devotional. Our tip for today, oh my gosh, this tip is not good at all for this time of the year. Hot lead weights heated by the sun can damage your fishing line. What I'm talking about here is the things like slip sinkers, things like we have today, a Tokyo rig, and all these various lead weights that we put on our fishing line. When you get a really hot day in the south and it's 100, 105 degrees, that lead gets really, really, really hot. The lead on that fishing line, if we've got a slip sinker on there or a Tokyo rig there and it's touching our line, can damage your fishing line. So on those kind of days, be careful about that. Be careful about leaving that out there. In fact, as a matter of fact, hot sun will damage your fishing line, period, irrespective of the lead weights. So if you carry your rod and reels in your pickup, in your car, your truck, and in the hot summertime it gets up to 150 degrees or 170 degrees or whatever it gets up into in those vehicles, that can damage your fishing line. The best thing you can do for fishing line is to keep it cool. That's the best thing you can do, is to keep it cool. Well, that's our devotional for October 22nd. I'm just going to go ahead and turn over here to October 23rd. I don't know what this is, but I'll turn over here to October 23rd and read you one more so you'll just get a little feel of what we're talking about. Okay, October 23rd, the devotional scripture is James 3:13. Are there those among you who are truly wise and understanding? Then they should show it by living right and doing good things with gentleness that comes from wisdom. That's our scripture. Here's our devotional. As bass get bigger and older, they do indeed get wiser and more difficult to catch. One of their tricks is to feed mainly at night. Another is to spend most of their time about 10 foot deep, a depth that a lot of fishermen just simply don't fish. Now, we learned that. I won't go into the story, but we learned that years ago with a buddy of mine down in Texas that actually put radio receivers on bass, big bass, and then turned them back loose and monitored them over a period of time. And we found out that those big bass spent the majority of their lifetime in 10 foot of water. That's just a little extra tip. That part's not in the devotional. All right, here's the rest of it. In life, we're supposed to get more wisdom and understanding as we get older. What we do with these gifts to us, God says we could, let's see, what we do with these gifts is up to us. God says we should show these gifts by the way that we live. We do good for those around us. We must indeed mellow with age. Now, I'm a hard-charging guy, but I do want wisdom. I do want understanding. If God grants these requests, I must realize that along with wisdom and understanding comes some pretty big responsibilities, especially in living right. Here's our tip for the day. Swim a jig around boats in floating docks, even if those boats are in deep water. Those docks are in deep water. 20, 30, 40 foot of water, swim a jig right under those floating boats. All right, guys and girls, you kind of got the gist of what I'm talking about. Should we be reading these every day and putting them on our YouTube channel or not? I mean, that's just the question, just real simple. You can either vote yes or no. I'm just going to do whatever y'all want. If a lot of you want us to be reading these daily, we'll probably start them in January, go through the entire year. After we'll see how that works out. If it works out good, I've been getting pressed a lot by a lot of people to write another daily devotional book. But let me tell you, it took me 5 months to write this one. They're very difficult to write, a 365-day daily devotional book. You got to have God's help. You got to have God's help a lot. And I had God's help a lot in reading this. But so many people read this every day on Facebook. We just are looking for more and more ways to share what we did in this. So you let me know, yes or no, do you do it every day on Facebook or not? I mean, on YouTube channel or not? And we'll also, of course, we'll put it up on our Facebook page also. But just tell me yes or no. Give me your comments on it. Tell me what you think. We'll let y'all make the decision. Later, guys and girls. I'm going to get back to fishing.